Hey guys, in this video, I'm just going to show you how to add some logic in case you are someone like myself who gets annoyed seeing all these zeros and these error messages and they want to get rid of them until it's time. So let's start with static head and static pressure. I don't want this to tell me 0. I don't want this to show me anything until I enter a value for starting, ending, and elevation. So I'm going to say in this cell, don't do that yet. We're going to do if. So if, and now you have to think of a logic test. The one that I often do is if this cell times this cell equals 0, then what? Okay, so if the starting elevation times the ending elevation is 0, meaning if either one of these or both of them are equal to 0, then I don't want it to execute yet. So if I don't want it to execute yet, then I'm going to tell it quotation, quotation, meaning display what's in between, which is nothing. And then if C4 times C5 is not equal to 0, meaning that both of these have numbers in it, then I actually want you to display the true test, which is C4 minus C5. And I'm going to do the same thing for the bottom one. So if this C4 times C5 is equal to 0, then quotation, quotation. If not, then do the previous one. There are different logic tests you can do, of course. This is just one example. So now if this is 100, notice how it won't execute yet. And then it won't execute until I put a value right here. So that's now logicked out. Let's go over here. I'm going to say, now, if this is blank, don't show me anything. So I'm going to say, if, double click, and now look at your three values here. First, your logic test. If G7 times H7 equals 0, and watch what happens when I hit comma. Okay, so if G7 times H7 is equal to 0, meaning if G or H is equal to 0, then nothing. If G7 times H7 is not 0, then do the true computation. And now it's gone, and it'll stay gone until both these cells have values. Copy that logic down. Boom. Okay. I'm okay with this still saying 0 over here. That's just telling you that, hey, we have nothing going on, so it's still 0. So I'm okay with these over here. But I do want to get rid of the head loss, the dynamic head, and the dynamic pressure. So this head loss over here, I'm going to do another if, but I'm not going to try and delete this, so I'm going to just type it for it. So if Q times C times D times L equals 0, basically saying if any of these four are equal to 0, don't do the equation. So, comma. So if it's true, if all four of them are equal to 0, then make it quotation, quotation. If all four of them are not equal to 0, comma, then give me the equation. And just add one more parenthesis at the end. Boom. And then finally, if the head loss equation is equal to, now I'm not going to do 0, I'm going to do quotation, quotation. So if C13 is equal to quotation, quotation, then that means that because I have no head loss, I can't calculate dynamic head yet. So if I can't calculate dynamic head yet, I want it to display quotation, quotation. And then if we have head loss, meaning it's not quotation, quotation, then give me static head minus the head loss. Boom. Same with here. You can do it either using dynamic head or head loss as your logic test. Does not matter. If dynamic head equals quotation, quotation, then quotation, quotation. If it's not, then divide it by 2.31. And now our thing is good. Just kind of showing you how it works. If I put 500 right here, and 200 right here. Only when both these values are in will the static head execute. These values right here will only populate when the quantity and the equivalent length are shown for that row. And then head loss won't appear until all 4 of these have a value. So 100, 100, 10, and then only when all 4 of them are up here will the head loss populate, and dynamic head and dynamic pressure populating as well. So that's how we populate the water supply template with logic to make it look a lot prettier when we don't have any values shown.